Hello everybody, good evening and welcome. This is the FIBA Basketball World Cup European Qualifiers. It's France against Hungary here on game day 6 in Group B. And we are in Vinda Space in Moulin-le-Captif. Always an event when the French national team plays at home, and we are excited to see a French team that, well, has aspirations of getting back to the podium. They finished with a silver medal at the Olympics. They got third place at the last FIBA Basketball World Cup, and that's all you need to know about where this team is in terms of the international pecking order. This country is right there knocking on the door of being the best, one of the best. France at 4-1, top Group B, ahead of Montenegro, who beat them by a single point in the last game. Hungary at 3-2, who won by a single point over Portugal in the first game in the window. And those two teams, Montenegro and Portugal trading blows. So Hungary winning by the skin of their teeth in Portugal, and, well, Montenegro winning by the skin of their teeth over France earlier this week. Eli Okobo had a three-pointer to win it at the death, but was unsuccessful. Hungary certainly dodged a couple of bullets late. Portugal missing a layup, a go-ahead layup. And, well, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And for France and Vincent Collet, he knows that every game counts in this competition. So even though these flag-waving French fans know their team has already booked a spot in the second round, that is immaterial, because now France, they need to play tonight and get a win, because these wins will carry over into the next round of the competition. So they will cross over with Group E, will cross over with Group F, and that sets up some tantalizing games with Lithuania, most likely Czech Republic. I think Czech Republic are they're 2-3, but they were winning over Lithuania, their game. That was a huge game for Czech Republic. And I think at last check, they are indeed up 13 points inside the final minute. So it looks like they're going to get a win. And then you've got Bosnia-Herzegovina. So anyway, they're going to cross over, and it's going to be the top three teams from that group, the second round group, that progresses to the FIBA Basketball World Cup, which will be in Indonesia, Japan, and the Philippines. So without further ado, we will pause for the playing of the national anthems. So the Naismith Trophy here on display tonight, and that's what these two teams hope that they'll have a chance to win later on next year. In fact, when the World Cup is staged. And France, again, are always thereabouts. They thought they were going to be in the final last time after beating the United States in the quarterfinals, but then they fell to Argentina in the semifinals, but they won the third-place game over Australia. It's the second consecutive time they got third place. Here are the referees: Andris Aunprogers, Tanel Suslov, and Pavel Fuska from Latvia, Estonia, and Slovakia, respectively. Aunprogers in the middle there. The crew chief. So Hungary trying to make it to the FIBA Basketball World Cup for the first time. They have played at Olympic Games before, the last in 1964. But this is a team that has the luxury, I would suggest, of continuity. They know each other very well. A lot of these guys also play with the same team. Falco Somporte in Hungary. And that only engenders that, I guess, togetherness and knowledge of each other's play. And they know their coach well, as Stoyan Ivkovic has been in charge of them. You know, they made it to the FIBA Eurobasket in 2017. And Hungary is a team that really, on their day, they can compete with anybody. Roscoe Allen, Akos Keller, David Vojvoda, Szilard Benka, and Adam Samogi. Then Hopkins, Pongo, Sabo, Goloman, Lukas Pero, Sultan Prel, Filipovity. So no Benedict Barati tonight. He did play in the last game against Portugal, but not available for tonight. Stoyan Ivkovic. Always good to see him patrolling the sidelines for this Hungary team, and you can't really emphasize enough the importance of continuity. And another illustration of that is look at the France team. I mean, goodness me, since you were a small child, if you're watching this, Vincent Collet has been in charge of this national team. He got him to FIBA Eurobasket 2009 and has been in charge ever since. You know, and they won the FIBA Eurobasket in 2013. You know, they've gotten to the podium. They've been a powerhouse. Elie Okobo, Amat Mbaye, Nicolas Long, Vincent Poirier, and Andrew Albasi in the starting five. Theo Maledon, Mom Jete, Terry Tarpi, Yakuba Ouattara, Peter Corneli, Paul Lacombe, and Louis Labouré all playing. For Vincent Collet, who has a rather deep pool of players to draw from, and that is a strength without question in the window system.
S'ils sortent pas, ça peut arriver. Voilà ce qu'on fait. Amat, tu viens faire un flair devant. Et Nico, tu l'attends.
Et le sac de départ pour l'équipe de France, avec le banc d'espace qui va faire du bruit maintenant. Pour le sac de départ à la maison. Pour le team France.
So Collet with the high fives, and Albasi, what a critical role he played for France, winning that third place game, also beating USA coming off the bench. But what you have with France is, and maybe other than the USA, they just have a pipeline of talent. I mean, they just have players coming out of the woodwork, French players who clearly can help this team. A lot of times you have the guys that have been in the program, but you also have plenty of players who can work their way into the team as well, that maybe you don't know as much about. Well, good evening, everybody, and we are underway here. France against Hungary in the European qualifiers. Second meeting between these two teams. France winning the first. And Poirier getting the rebound. There is the three, it rims out. Voda had a quiet night against Portugal. Misses off the front of the iron. A guy that they'd really like to contribute tonight, especially with Benedict Barati not out there. Kobo very lively out there. He's got the ball. And he lobs it up for Poirier. Lob City. I'll tell you what, we have seen so many lobs in this European qualifiers. Also in the Americas qualifiers. Look at Poirier. I mean, he looks like the kind of guy you don't want to meet in the dark alley, but he's actually quite a nice chap. Except on the basketball court, he's going to dunk on you. Samogi gets inside, hands it back, and banking it in is Akos Keller. Doesn't have that long hair now. He's going with the neatly trimmed look, the goatee. There's Poirier looking to get free. Kobo, boy, he's excitement, isn't he? Amat Mbaye, just such a crucial player for France in recent times. And gets bumped out of bounds. Didn't play at the Olympics. That's Roscoe that committed the foul. Helped him qualify, first of all, for the FIBA Basketball World Cup in China, then made the team. And played good minutes over there. He started. Here's Albasi, another of those guys that played so many games in the qualifiers. The last time he proved that he belonged when he got his minutes at the World Cup in China. So you might be tempted to say that France has an embarrassment of riches when it comes to talent. I don't think you would be wrong there, but still, these guys have to play together. That's the challenge. Long, backing his way up. The pass to Albasi, good! Brought a little bit of rain with that shot. That's up 5-2. And Voda missing another. I suppose Stoyan Ivkovic is going to stick with him. Just like Collet is going to stick with that man. There's no stopping him right now. Poirier with that left-handed dunk has really come into his own. He was in the team that claimed third place. Poirier at the last World Cup. Increasingly having a prominent role. Here's Akos Keller. France disappointed they couldn't get the win at Montenegro. It was understandable. That was a desperate Montenegro team and a good one at that. They won it by a point. Kobo for three. So Roscoe Tanner. Not Roscoe Tanner, Roscoe Allen. Roscoe Tanner, the former tennis player. Here goes Voda again. Dribbling up high. Bounce pass. Nice backdoor cut. Adam Samogi. We saw him do that numerous times in the Basketball Champions League. Really moves well without the ball for Falco Sombolte. Voda's going to come out after his cool start. And also the foul on Albasi. So Zoltan Perel probably would start for most teams, could even start for this team, but Ivkovic likes bringing him off the bench. Here's Albasi. Just makes it look easy, doesn't it? Hopkins didn't step over in front of him. Hungary's naturalized player. Szilard Benka also in the game now. Here is Hopkins. Benka. And beautiful drive by Szilard Benka. Goes Kobo again into the paint, spins. Poirier goes to work. Oh, the left-handed hook. And Amat Mbai kept it alive, but it goes out of bounds. So Benka now is going to take a seat. And that leads to the introduction for Hungary of their number 21, Marco Filipovic. Good pass. Hopkins clanks it off the back of the iron. Rims out. Great defense from Akobo. I think he's going to try to take it all the way. Oh, look at that. Behind the back pass, but just a little bit too much panache. And it led Poirier. Watch this. I think he had a little too much zip on the pass. Either that or Poirier wasn't getting down the court fast enough. And Albasi, here's the applause as he goes out and is replaced by Paul Lacan, another of the heroes from the European Qualifiers campaign for China. Back in the game, really shot to prominence with the opportunity to play in all of those games. Now Perel. He likes to drive. Here he goes. Very clever. When Poirier reaches in, he makes his move. Théo Maledon comes into the game, and Akobo goes out, and I think you get what I mean when I say embarrassment of riches. There's just good players everywhere for France these days. Shot clock about to expire. Perel, long. There's Maledon, and the block. Poirier, good sportsmanship, helping up Pongo, who checks in. Well, Hungary, like France, will also be at the FIBA Eurobasket this summer. So if you are a Hungary national team fan, and we know there are many of you, Mom Jatai checks in the game. And Roscoe Allen comes back in for Hopkins. There is a lot of opportunities to watch Hungary play, a lot of opportunities to watch France play, because we've got another window that leads into the next FIBA Eurobasket. Roscoe Allen picks up the foul. France will be in Group B in Germany, Cologne, and hopefully they'll be hoping they go to Berlin. And Hungary will also be there. So these two teams will know each other very well by the time they meet again. Now Zoltan Perel comes out. Théo Maledon just explodes to the basket. What quickness. Remember when we saw him play for, it was the under-17s in Argentina, and a big-time score, but boy, has he raised his game since then. And Akos Keller called for the moving screen. Ivkovic is with a wry smile, not looking entirely happy with how this game is developing. Long gets it to Mom. And Mom gives up to tie it and earns a trip to the free throw line. Amat Mbai is going to check out. Louis Labarrie in the game, number 99. Also, Pongo goes out. And Hopkins back into the game. So both coaches shuffling in players at a rapid rate. And again, you know what I'm talking about when I talk about the embarrassment of riches of the French players that aren't even in the team, but they're here watching the game tonight. NBA caliber. So Morgi spins. Benka leans into one. Hopkins, another offensive rebound, fortuitous and traveling on Benka. Good defense in the backcourt. Samogi going for the steal. Labarrie, in fact, played in that first game and was one of France's best players when they beat Hungary the first time. Had 19 points. 6 rebounds, probably was their best player, in fact. Mamjate had 15 points. Here's the turnover, though. Samogi quickly in transition. And Voivoda just can't get it to drop right now. Long goes the other way for France. They've got a 4-on-1 break. And Hopkins commits to foul. And Stoyan Ivkovic is going to be seething on the bench because his team goes from being in transition and a potential bucket to missing. Granted, it was great hustle by France on defense and Long to protect the rim. And then Labarrie knocked it away, and here France are at the free throw line. Well, not being over the top with this analysis of the European qualifiers, but folks, have they not been sensational? I mean, all around the world, really, but in Europe, when you think about what has happened. So Paul Lecombe, they were talking about whether or not they need to go look at that. We had Luka Doncic playing with Goran Dragic for Slovenia in their 2 games. Schroeder scoring a European qualifiers record 38 points for Germany against Poland. Had so many close games. Talked about the games that these 2 teams were involved in, but Spain losing today at Georgia. What a great moment for Georgia basketball that is. They're one of the host nations for the FIBA Eurobasket. Spain will actually be playing there. How about that? Look at the hustle from Mom Jatai. And it's going to stay at this end. Serbia in a real barn burner right now, going up against Belgium. Great hustle. Benka could have gotten on the ground himself. That Bulgaria losing in their first game to Lithuania, but just barely. Here's Hopkins. Oh God, misses another layup. And Ivkovic is just going to be beside himself. Got to put these easy ones away. But I think they're kind of slightly concerned about some of those tall French players getting there and blocking the shot. Daddy Tape comes into the game. Oh boy, Hopkins. Ball just will not go down for Hungary right now. So he gets one of two. And there is a terrific, wow. Terrific play by Sumogi. Takes it back to a 4-point deficit. A little sloppy for France. Tarpe. And they battle for the ball. And now the steal, and here he comes. The high flyer, Tarpe. And just talking about how incredible these games are, folks. Belgium have just stunned Serbia 74-73, and they're going nuts in Belgrade. The European qualifiers are where it's at. Unbelievable scenes everywhere. Look at Vojvoda getting inside, passing it back out to Sumogi. Launching it. Sumogi having his pass intercepted by Lecombe. Such a great defender. All-round player, Paul Lecombe. And that was just a utter confusion on that inbounds pass. Sumogi was only too glad to take, but even so, France have re-extended their lead to 15-9. Louis Labarrie for three. Terry Tarpe with the rebound. Labarrie again. Well, look at the hustle from Mom Jete, and he couldn't get it. And Roscoe Allen gets in. Excuse me, Goleman. Georgi Goleman gets in. Very underrated player, Goleman. So a great end of the first quarter for Hungary. They pulled to within 4 points, 15-11 against France. Five of 9 for France. Inside the arc, 1 of 5 from deep. Hungary have yet to hit a three. 5 of 10 inside the arc, and you would imagine that eventually Hungary are going to start hitting some of those shots, and also, well, to be fair, Serbia as well. This was the play where Lacombe sailed in for the dunk. Well, Courtside 1891 app, folks. Get it in your smartphone. Download the app, stream, schedule, scores. You want it, you got it. Scan that barcode. 15-11. Labary catches it down low, got free. Somebody lost an assignment there for Hungary. Coach Keller dribbling behind his back. Monchita is really getting after it on defense, going after those loose balls. Turning, shooting on the baseline, and now Hungary, Coleman getting his hands up and forcing the ball to go out of bounds. That was Pearl that missed that last shot for Hungary. Now Teo Maledon, that's what he does, folks. He's going to turn up the heat if he starts making those, and he will make them. That's his bread and butter. That's why he earns a big paycheck. Quick pass, Goleman. Outside of the perimeter, three-pointer from the right corner. Oh boy, that could not have been any better for Hungary, with Marcel Pongo drilling his first three of the night and scoring his first 3 points. Nothing better than to answer a three with a three. Terry Tarpe gets into the paint, whips the pass out to Labary. Goleman chasing him. Tarpe gets it back, and then he hands it off to Momjetai. Right play, just didn't quite execute it. And, well, he attempted the alley-oop pass, and ball almost knocked away. What a pass from Teo Maledon to Momjetai. Look at that, no look variety, no less. He whipped it in there for the big fella. Pearl. Voivoda, will this finally be it? Yes, it is. And back to a 5-point game. Look at that. You like seeing Teo Maledon for his shooting, but he's got the complete game. And is there anything more beautiful than a slick pass like that? Paul Lacombe goes out. Still waiting for Corneli to check into the game tonight. And now Terry Tarpe, outlet pass, Yakuba Watara, off the backboard and in. So France, well, they've received a couple of blows, but they just keep coming at you. They don't stop. They just keep pushing forward. And they are playing some exciting basketball these days. And it seems like everybody that checks into the game is getting it done. There's the barcode, folks. Scan it quickly. Well, you can just sit back and watch highlights all night long of this France team. And what a beautiful sight it is here in Vendespes to see these fans, all of them equipped with their French flags, really celebrating and emphasizing yet again how this is all about players playing for the country. This is the country's team. You know, it's like you could be a fan of any club, but when it comes to the country, well, everybody's pulling for them. Everybody's going to wake up tomorrow thinking, how did France do? Voivode, if they didn't watch the game. I'm sure there are millions watching this game. Ball goes out of bounds. Hungary have not played their best yet. They haven't played horribly, but it's not easy against France, especially when they're at home. 4.4 seconds on the shot clock. They got to launch it. Voivode steps back, launches, good. Well, he was cold for a while, but he's heating up. Heating up big time. Back to a 6-point game, keeping his team into it. Navarri at the elbow. Keep the ball moving. Keep it moving. Keep that D working. And you're eventually going to get yourself a good shot. Phil probably with the foul. Well, the way France have played in this game, it's all credit to Hungary for hanging tough. They've had to have some shots like this. Watoa was right on Voivode, but he was still able to get that shot to fall. Boy, Watoa is really showing his skills. Remember when he played for Monaco back in the day in the Basketball Champions League, helped him get to the Basketball Champions League Final Four. Samogi drives in. He has really just picked it up. Samogi hearing it from his coach, Ivkovic. But this window has been great. So many, as he wrestles the ball, so many players from the NBA getting a chance to play in this window, from all the European competitions. And you can see the result. It's a beautiful thing. Obviously back in for France. Oh boy, Albasi just picked his pockets. Here he goes. And the lob. What a play. Finished by Terry Tarpey. And I repeat, just players coming out of the woodwork for France. I mean, it doesn't matter who's in right now. They are scoring. And they are doing so in dazzling fashion. And great answer from Hungary's Adam Samogi. He's got 6 points. Less than 5 minutes remaining now in the first half. And Albasi pushed off. Great D by that man right there. Well, that's what he does. He's 22 years of age. Coach Keller goes out. Hopkins comes back in. Three-point attempt. And Samogi this time definitely pushed Albasi. I don't know how he didn't end up on the hardwood. Watch this. Great balance. Really a nice story. Albasi, you know, played at Eurobasket 2011 in France, and then just never really got a chance. And when the qualifiers came into the equation, France needed players like Albasi, and he's answered the call, and his career's just been on an upward trajectory ever since. Not just because of the qualifiers. I mean, he just keeps getting better and better. And it's great to see players like him reward will take advantage of the opportunity and also reward the faith that Collet puts in him. Oh boy, Samogi didn't get that ball across in time. That might have been just one that was missed. That's controlling the boards right now. Tarpe, the pass to Laverie. Good effort by Roscoe Allen. Ball goes out of bounds. Hungary just trying to hang in there. France 15 rebounds, Hungary 11. Well, good defensive pressure. Samogi is usually the one putting the pressure on the opponent, but he's feeling it right now. Hopkins, that much better release from number one. And once again, that three-point shot helps Hungary close to within 5. So timeout as France, as Collet wants to discuss things. Let's try to listen in. France trying to add to their cushion. They bring Okobo back into the game. So he and Albasi in the backcourt. That is a lightning quick backcourt. To Poirier. Wide open shot for Ouattara. And just a terrific rebound for Hopkins. Remember, who just hit that three-pointer. Now Voivoda fouled by Okobo. It's a third team foul in France. You can see Voivoda with a little shiner under his eye. Shows the physical nature of these games. I just feel like at some point Hungary might start to wear down against this France team. Oh boy, that was a charge. Oh no, they call the block. Well, maybe a break for Hungary. And Albasi can't believe it. Watch this. Woo. Allen was also, when he saw Albasi, he was trying to cut back to his left. I don't know if that qualifies as a 50-50 or not, but Théo Maledon comes into the game. And Hungary at the free throw line, not many opportunities. So it hurts when they don't make it. Albasi has 2 fouls on the bench. He's played 9 minutes and 40 seconds, 5 points, 2 assists, and Allen misses both free throws. Samogi almost snuck in there. Amat Mbaye. Excuse me, that's Amat Mbaye hitting the 3. Yep, he's one of their weapons from long range. Got a lot of them. Smoky go behind his back. And the ball, great defense by Ahmad Mbaye after hitting the three, forces the ball out of bounds. The rotation. France 3 of 8 from deep. Hungary 4 of 11. But Hungary just 6 of 16 inside the arc. France 11 of 15. That's the difference. Mbaye bumped by Vojvoda. Game of basketball here in Venda space. Mbaye. Kobo picks up the dribble. Good catch from Mbaye. And Mbaye travels. Mbaye's not having it. I didn't travel. Vojvoda, a Kobo on him, and Menken missing. Well, France have a chance to really step on the accelerator right now. Ouattara with the pump fake, passes inside, and Mbaye fouled. 2 free throws coming for one of the unsung heroes of French basketball. And Hopkins raises up his hand. Oh boy, he got absolutely hammered, didn't he? You can understand sometimes why a player might react when he's fouled that hard, but I guess Mbaye's been hammered so many times in his career, he knows. Also, they did call the unsportsmanlike. Excuse me, that one escaped me. Didn't see the call. And so the 2 free throws and possession. So Mbaye makes 1 of 2. Ouattara's explosive, isn't he? But doesn't get to drop. Now quick pass up to Vojvoda, who pulls up from behind the arc. Mbaye hands it off to a Kobo. Maledon, that's how you do it. Utterly sensational, Théo Maledon. Look at this. I mean, that is a beautiful release. Here he is now in the open floor. He's going to explode. Oh, it's short, but Poirier hustles down and follows it up and puts it in. France with their biggest lead of the game. And Théo Maledon has a lot to do with it. Look at this. His finger roll wasn't there, but Poirier hustled down.
Két másik kicsit itt van. Jó? Elmegyünk. Hand-off, Vaja. Hand-off, és a másik oldalon hand-offba adsz Ákosnak a blokk. Hand-off, Ákos, mész a blokk, és innen kicsi ad a blokk. Jó? Igen, hand, azon a pick roll. Jó? Ajma, gyors. Energia.
I think maybe the makeup of this French team, because they're so quick and athletic, maybe it's a better matchup for Hungary as you look at Jean-Pierre Switat, the president of the French Basketball Federation, has to be pleased with how things are going. I think Szilard Benka and Sultan Pearl are just a big part of what Hungary do, but don't seem to be able to get into the flow of this game that's played very fast up and down, and Samogi's a much better mix. And now the ball gets away from Akos Keller, Okobo, and Maledon just could not quite corral that pass. France going for the knockout here at the end of the first half. That would have pushed the lead to 16. Hungary would do well just to hold it for the last shot and try to get a 2 or a 3. Now switch on Poirier, and Pearl drives in. Just can't get anything going tonight. Sultan Pearl, and even worse, they left enough time for France. And Okobo appeals for the foul, but it falls on deaf ears. Well, you can only be impressed by what you're seeing from Le Bleu. This is an exciting team to watch. They have raced into a 14-point lead at halftime. It's France 39, Hungary 25.
L'équipe de France va finir quoi qu'il arrive ce soir première de son groupe, mais c'est important que l'équipe de France gagne ce soir parce que
look at the numbers. 12 of 19 inside the arc for France, just 4 of 9 from deep, but even so, we'll take that percentage. 20 to 13 on the boards for France. More than twice as many assists. And Maledon, Mom Jatai, he was terrific in his minutes. Poirier as well. Kobo, all of them. Ouattara has been impressive. Mbaye, I mean, you name it. France in command right now at home against Hungary. And look at that beautiful Naismith trophy. Here's a look back at some of the highlights in this quite spectacular at times French team. You know, this is the country that gave the world Antoine Rigaudot. I'm going way back. I could go back even further if you want, but we'll start with that great team from France that reached the final of the Olympics in 2000, and talk about some of the names that have played for France since. The Pietrus brothers, Tony Parker, of course. So many wonderful players, and you know, we're watching now this new generation of French players, and honestly, folks, it's about as exciting as I can remember. I mean, Théo Maledon is just worth the price of admission. Look at that pass. And then you've got Okobo, who's coming into his zone, but look at that. Maledon, goodness me. And when you've got great guards, you've got great point guards to get everybody involved and they play fast, it just really speeds the team up. And I think that's probably where Spain were so good for so long. The guard play was just outstanding. Obviously, they had the great Gasol brothers and what have you, but they've always had those great guards. And these French guards, they are good. Albisi starting. I can't imagine. I mean, it's going to be a very welcomed headache to pick his teams for the Eurobasket, and for the FIBA Basketball World Cup. I mean, this France team is going to make it to the FIBA Basketball World Cup. You can just go ahead and write that down. If you're a French fan, I guess you don't know where they're going to be playing yet, so you can't get your tickets. But You might want to just go ahead and circle those dates on the calendar because you're going to be busy. Tarpey flying in. I mean, the balance, international basketball power, really, seems to be still weighing heavily towards Europe. I know the USA winning the Olympic gold medal. But Spain won the World Cup last time, and all of these good European teams. You look at Luka Doncic and Goran Dragic. The future is bright in Europe, brighter than ever before.
Who will you become when the moment arrives and you're carrying the expectations of an entire nation, representing your people and their dreams, the colorful faces in the streets, the screaming fans in the stands? It's time to make your move. All eyes on you, all hope, all heart. Because when you win for all.
Offensive team will shoot it out quickly all the way, goes up, towers over, gets the and one. I mean, look at that. This guy is magic.
Big Williams outside, just takes it to it. Oh, throw that one down.
It goes up and bang on your head. Incredible.
Oh, flying tonight is Kurt Seven. Life gets interesting right now. Kurt Seven above the ring, throws it down. Just have to find the open man who's right there. Throw that one down. Got the all clear from flight control and took off.
Israel's just keep on moving the ball well, being very, very skillful as Ginat hits that three. And they are really punching Estonia in the stomachs right now.
Markkanen, inside out. Koponen, Markkanen for the game. Got it! Laura Markkanen gets the three. Nice pass. Oh, what a block. Zubac said no. Oh, and down the other way. They throw it on the down on the break. The block to the jam. Perkovic finishes the play.
Doncic just takes it all the way. Oh, goodness me. How do you stop it? He's got the dribble, the handles, he's got the size, and then he's got the finish.
Oh, Ninic will come off the ball screen. Zubac will roll. Penetration down the lane for Pakachin. Take a look at this. Watch out.
Well, David Vojvoda has hit a couple of three-pointers, and his 6 points, in fact, make him Hungary's leading scorer in the game. They've struggled to put the ball in the basket to keep pace with France. Just 25 points in the first half, but Vojvoda has hit a couple of big threes. And then there's Theo Maledon, who has 8 points. Look at that. Look at his numbers. Now let's look at the poetry. Poetry in motion. Absolutely. We've already seen his passing tonight. But this is what he's really known for, is his ability to put that ball in the basket. It's a different level. Well, the Czechs, things didn't look good for them earlier in the qualifying, but they have advanced with the big win in Lithuania. And no surprise, the return of Tomas Satoransky to the lineup has helped them achieve that qualification for the second round. And who knows, maybe the Czechs will make it back to the FIBA Basketball World Cup. They made it to the quarterfinals in 2019. And I'm not sure that people fully appreciate how good Satoransky is. I mean, they just go up a notch when he's with the team. Much like, I don't want to say he's as good as Doncic, but he has a similar impact for the Czechs. When he plays, they just play so much better. I think Doncic is just in a league of his own in terms of how he helps elevate the play of his teammates. So talking about, eyebrow-raising, performances by national teams in the first round. Latvia going 5-1 in a group that also had Belgium and Serbia. Slovakia, that's a great achievement. Greece have done very well. Granted, they're in a three-team group following the exclusion of Belarus. So they're 3-1. Finland had done extraordinarily well. 5-1 in a group with Slovenia and Sweden and Croatia. Croatia, the odd team out. Also Germany. You look at Kovo and it's Tarpe. Germany, Israel, and Estonia advancing from Group D. And Poland, who went on that magical run under former coach Mike Taylor to make it to the FIBA Basketball World Cup in 2019. They missed out. They gave it. They had a good run though late to try to get there, but it wasn't to be. France, well, we're watching them right now at 4-1. Montenegro continue to be a great story. I mean, they're all great stories. Hungary battling away, got their work cut out for them in this one. Lithuania losing for just the first time today against the Czech Republic. And now Bosnia-Herzegovina battling for their lives, as are Bulgaria. Those two teams Georgia with a stunning win today over Spain. Is that their greatest ever home win? It might be. It might be. Again, as a result of the European qualifiers, the fans have been able to go out and watch their team beat Spain tonight. Unbelievable. Download the World Cup Qualifiers app, folks. Get your smartphone on that barcode. It'll bring it right up. And then Ukraine, despite everything that's been going on in their country, you put your hearts out to those guys, and they have gotten a third win in qualifying today. They move into the next round as well. They were probably, I'm guessing, we're not pulling for Georgia. And then, of course, Iceland. What a story. 3 wins in their 4 games. And Italy hoping to also get their 3rd win tonight. They're up on the Netherlands right now. So it's all happening in the European qualifiers for the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Just riveting stuff. Second quarter underway, or second half underway here in Venice-based Hungary, down 14. France and an early foul. So that was a good call. And had his hands on the arm of Roscoe Allen. This time the ball goes out of bounds and it's awarded to France. Yeah, that was the right call. Good job, ref. Quick pass down low. Drive and another miss, a painful miss for Benka. Maradon goes back outside, and Mbai just looks like fits in perfectly with this squad that's out there. Another miss for him. Hungary starting to fade here early in the second half. What a beautiful bounce pass from Mbai to Tarpe. And the lead is now 19 points. No look pass. Muggy gets it back. Shot, and Roscoe Allen claims it off the rim. This thing is really starting to get out of hand. Ivkovic asking for a timeout. Just the burst of speed that young man has right there is just something to behold. Togo back into the game. So Momjete goes up, gives him a high five. Maladon. Colton Pearl hasn't done anything tonight. Some of the established Hungary players just haven't been able to get into the game. It's almost as if the game is being played too fast for them. Keller. Now Pearl. Allen. Boy, they just, Oscar Allen just having a nightmare. Coming over the back, Samogi. Hungary 4-15 from three-point range. Samogi goes out with the fouls. 3 fouls. And a 21-point lead for France, and it could get worse. I think this is a challenge for France to really continue to focus and execute when you get that big lead, because the temptation is just to put on a little bit of showtime. But how about that? Maledon, that's all he knows is showtime. 13 points. Pearl back outside the Voivoda. Decides not to attempt a 3. Pearl drives. Is swatted by Ouattara. Or no, by Monjete. Allen takes the seat. They're going to try to go with Hopkins for a while. Oh, that's a crazy 3 from Pongo. Marcel Pongo. Boy, look at the blazing speed, the quickness from Maledon. They can't stop him. Hey, look at that, Boris Diop. Forgot to mention him among the France greats, but he certainly is. That's about how it's been going for Hungary right there. That turnover, a little bit of miscommunication now. Fulton Pearl fouls Maledon. 24-point deficit. I can't remember the last time I saw Hungary get beat this bad. They just look completely overmatched right now. With the rebound and a foul. So France beating this Hungary team in every way imaginable. Hungary only lost by 16. No, excuse me, they lost by 24, in fact, sorry, to France in the first meeting. And they also lost, I guess the warning signs were there when they lost by 16 to Montenegro. They did win the second meeting against Montenegro. Hungary have 3 wins by combined 6, 10, 11 points over 2 over Portugal and 1 over Montenegro, but their defeats have been by pretty substantial numbers. Doloman. Oh boy, nice move by the Falco Sombote center. Oh, nice pass to Okobo, gets it back, and by another 3. And Ivkovic, look at that. I mean, how often do you see Collet look out there and just smile, sit back and smile and clap like he's a fan? And by stroking it tonight. He does have nights like this. The lead now 29 points, 54-25. in by 3 or 4 from deep.
Side. Jo. Ajmo, Kičin. Djemenje. Ajmo.
So play resumes with France in total command, 54-25 over Hungary. Hopkins goes out. And Hungary just not offering much tonight. I think it's just a withering assault being meted out by this French team. Tarpey able to get it outside. Pass it around the perimeter. Maladon then finally turns it over. Rare chance to run. Schultz and Pearl. Great play by Goloman to be able to rebound it and pass it back outside. Coach Keller. So that foul Zoltan Pearl. Probably not the most celebrated of France players, but showing again that he's got what it takes. Navarri as well coming in. Mbaye goes out. Here's the applause. He's been terrific. So here he is, Tarpey. And ball stays out. That's for Lamont. 28 years of age. Great to see him getting a chance. And he actually looks like a glue player that could really fit in. I haven't seen Corneli yet. Wonder what Vincent is waiting on. Lacombe? Played 4 minutes, Corneli against Montenegro. Voivoda. Remember something that Hubert Davis said, coaching University of North Carolina this year. He's talking about how players, you know, he doesn't know when they're going to get their chance, but he tells them you will get your chance. And when you get your chance, you have to be ready. And I guess that's probably how it applies for Corneli, although from his standpoint, well, you've only got 2 games in this window, then you got to wait to the next window. Long back into the game. At the line. He's been tough tonight. He looks noticeably quicker right now, Mom Jeté. And I guess people always say big man, it takes a little bit longer to develop, and that might be the case for him, but he's looking a lot better. There's nobody that really looks bad in this France team tonight. Quick pass, and finally, I mean, can you believe it? Hungary have scored their first 2 points of the third quarter. It took quite a while. 6 minutes and 10 seconds. Mom Jete puts it up and in. He's got 11 points now, along with 5 rebounds and 3 assists and a block. That's about the only offense really that Hungary have, is launching threes. The problem is they're not going in. 4 of 18 from deep. Mom Jete goes out. Poirier back into the game. This has to be a real wake-up call for Hungary going up against this French team. I think it just kind of really illustrates. There's Akos trying to throw one down. In their 2 games, it's really been illustrated the gulf. You wouldn't think that Hungary would get drilled so badly. There's Goleman. Maybe, I was about to say crying out for more playing time, but then he has the ball stolen. Akobo. No team likes to get embarrassed, especially not with the national team, but that's the predicament for this Hungarian team right now. They are getting beaten soundly. .32 points. So the referees check something out on the scores table. It must be something to do with the clock. So again, France will cross over with Montenegro and Hungary into Group F, with Lithuania, Czech Republic, and most likely Bosnia and Herzegovina, who are knotted at 73, with Bulgaria. Bulgaria needed to win that game by 11 points tonight to leapfrog Bosnia and Herzegovina. Really shocked that veteran Bosniak stepped down from Bosnia and Herzegovina. I don't know the ins and outs of that, but it seemed like to me he was the perfect fit for them. Goleman hands it off to Vojvoda. He goes in, goes with the right hand. I mean, Hungary have scored 2 points in the third quarter. Kobo high off the glass and in. So, yeah, my prediction is going to be we're going to see France and Lithuania definitely advance to the World Cup. And then it comes down to Czech Republic, Montenegro, Hungary, and Bosnia and Herzegovina. And I'm thinking that the Czechs, if they get 2 wins in the next window, they'll give themselves a fighting chance to make it. With, but also Satoransky has decided to come back and play in Europe, and he'll be with Barcelona, so hopefully he'll be able to join the national team. There's a long one. Nicholas Long hits a long one. Long, L-A-N-G, hits a L-O-N-G one. if indeed I pronounced that right. Here is Lecon saving the ball in bounds to Poirier, and the Real Madrid big man lays it up and in. He plays very, very smooth, isn't he, Poirier? For a guy who looks just absolutely huge out there. Golemar. Well, it's 27 points, almost 30 minutes into the game for Hungary. I guess their coach is hoping they're going to get it out of their system tonight, and if this doesn't happen again, I think they can play a lot better than what we've seen. Look at that. Voivoda's just kind of got his hand at his head, hand in his face, excuse me, his head in his hands. Just can't quite believe it. Just imagine also you're going to end up adding Rudy Gobert to this France team. So, but how does that affect the dynamic of the team? It's really interesting. Here is, well, nice play. So many options for France. Oh, good idea. Trying to hit Sultan Pearl. That backdoor cut looked like it was there. And now quickly. Ball stays out. Laborie, one last chance for France. So Hungary suffer the ignominy of scoring just 2 points in the quarter. France in command after outscoring Hungary 29-2 in the third quarter. France are on top 68-27. So, well, you just digest the numbers. It's just sheer domination by France over Hungary right now. Théo Maledon, you know, it's not just a one-man show for him, but he pulled a lot of strings in this third quarter. Mom Jete played well. Mbaye, how about Ahmed Mbaye again? You know, he's so good, and yet we forget how impactful he is, but yet he comes out on both ends of the floor and contributes. Maledon clearly is the class, I think, of this team. Look at him. His passing as a team. They just go like a well-oiled machine. And the question I've got is, what is going to be the makeup of the Eurobasket squad? I like definitely Théo Maledon's chances of making that team. Also Poirier. Will Akobo be there? Probably has a chance. Courtside app, get it in your phone, folks. Scan the barcode. Long, wide open for three. I don't know what Laborie was talking to Roscoe Tanner about, but just because they're up by a big number doesn't mean he's not going to still compete for rebounds. Hungary stepped out of bounds. Oh yeah, here's Hongo was just out of bounds when he caught the basketball. Poirier, 2 free throws coming for him. Coach Keller doesn't like the fact that his team is down by 41 points. One of two. 69-27. We've had some real close games in these European qualifiers. This is not one of them. Zoltan Pearl hitting or taking the three but missing. It's hard to believe that France lost in their last game. I guess that probably didn't help Hungary either. Sharpen the focus for the French. The fact that France lost at Montenegro. Probably the best time to play a team of France's caliber is in the first game of the window rather than the second. Hungary got France in the second game of the first window as well. And that didn't end well. That was after France had just edged Montenegro. So it looks like France kind of have to shake off the cobwebs or the rust a little bit before they really get into full flow. But I remember Charles Barkley talking about not that long ago, about how the most competitive games that the USA players, here's Peter Corneli checking in finally. Good to see him. The most competitive games that the USA team played, that Dream Team played in 1992, were the intra-squad scrimmages against each other. He said they couldn't wait to play each other. They wanted to kill each other. It was ultra competitive, and it's you kind of get the feeling that might be what it's like for this France team. They just want to get out and play against each other. They play at such a high level, and maybe that's how they're able to play this well. It's because they do have those tough intra-squad scrimmages. Laborie, nope. Corneli with his first rebound. Oh, he's going to pull his way down. And frustrated. Well, Corneli, I'm not sure how many people anticipated that he would go to the NBA. At least make it over and make that trip across the pond at 26, you know, big fella, 2.11 meters in height. He has done that, and he wants to come back and show his wares, but he has only just gotten into the game. So let's see if he can really make an impact. He's one player that's definitely not going to want to sit back. Quick pass down low. Let's do Allen. lob from Ouattara that Hungary saw. Voda gets inside. Has to settle for free throws. Bosnia-Herzegovina has beaten Bulgaria by 3 points, so they definitely advanced to the second round. Ball hit out of bounds. Let's go, Allen. Hungary trying to make that score look a little more presentable for their fans. Fouled, so he will go to the line. Fouled by Laverie. Laverie looking up and saying, foul? What foul? I think he committed a foul there. So Oscar Allen initiated the contact. Well, when it goes bad, it goes bad. You're losing 69-33, and you miss 2 free throws. It is just not happening for Hungary tonight. Corneli. Oh, boy, soft shot. Get him in the lineup. He looked tough. Oh, gosh, wasn't going to have a chance against that. Pearl, is he going to get on the board? Yes, he is. First points of the game for Zoltan Pearl, one of the main men of Hungarian basketball. That's how long it's taken. 34 minutes and 54 seconds. Ouattara explodes. Someone thought he was going to try to dunk it. He decided just to lay it up. If you ever said you couldn't dunk the basketball, that's what that would do. You'd see a lot more of that. I don't think that's ever happening. Voda. Good work, Lacombe off and running. Alley-oop, oh, and a reverse jam for Corneli. Put him on the highlight reel. I love how the France team recognized Corneli just getting into the game and really wants to show something, and they're making sure that they give him the platform to do it. Zoltan Pearl. Well, all they had to do was hit that one shot. Now he's going to shoot lights out. Ouattara. Laverie battling for that rebound. Lacombe looks at the options. Look at the drive, long. Corneli boxed out by Hopkins. Beautiful play, Zoltan Pro. I mean, how about that? 7 consecutive points from Zoltan Pro. He doesn't score at all. And all of a sudden, he scored 7 in a row. No look, and Laborie dunks it home. Laborie has been terrific at Valencia basket in Spain. So many French players have gone through Valencia. Nando de Colo, Florent Pietrus, Antoine Rigaudot. And how about this man, Ouattara? Good to see Collet in France calling him into the squad and giving him a chance. So Maledon comes back into the game to put the finishing touches on a resounding French win. I'll tell you what, folks, it is good news for international basketball that Théo Maledon is playing for France. He is good fun to watch. And I echo what I said earlier. With players like him in here, it is proof that the game has just, wow, just continues to skyrocket on the old continent. There's Tarpe coming back into the game. The dump down low. Jeté puts it up. Mom's the word. It's been a beatdown, 79-40. France have handed to Hungary tonight. The France fans were even singing along to the music on the tannoy. Oh boy, the ball goes off the hands of Corneli. Wasn't ready for the Poverty. Then loses it back to Ouattara. Gets it to Tarpe. Maledon says, don't mind if I do. And gets another 2. What do you think those two coaches are saying to each other? I think he's a pretty good player, don't you? I think we ought to call him back. So Maledon with 15 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. I don't think, you know, in the 17 minutes, I don't think it fully illustrates the impact that he's had on the game, because when he's been out there, France have played at just a different level. They just are playing like a well-oiled machine when he's on the court. Yogi Goleman. Ouattara. Now to Maledon. Uh-oh, look out. And, and that was the, you knew something was happening with Corneli when he ran down the court. No look. I guess that pass was just a little bit behind him. So final 40 seconds of the game of this blowout win for France. And that's putting it nicely. They have really hammered this Hungary team. And the French fans singing the national anthem. Driving home again the fact we are in an international event. France always played at big crowds in the qualifiers. It's great to see. And these fans have been rewarded tonight with a scintillating performance from their national team. Jeté missing, and I guess that's going to be it. So David Voivoda is looking on disconsolate. Coaches shake hands. And, yeah, I don't know how many of these guys are going to make it to the World Cup. They've obviously got to get there first through the second round, but I'd say there's a pretty good chance the Blues are going to make it. They win it 81-40 over Hungary tonight to finish the first round with 5 wins. Well, the Hungary players are going to be seeing French flags in their sleep tonight, because there have been a lot of them here, and they're also going to see these French players in their sleep because they have been dynamic, soaring through the air for dunks, layups, spectacular passes, intense D, quick hands, quick feet, and now the fans are going to get a little prize here from the players. Don't hurt your arms, guys. Poirier launching them up there. Now Poirier is throwing them outside the arena. So a great night for French basketball, signing off the European qualifiers with a resounding win over Hungary.
Merci Théo, allez-y, restez là, il y a une perche. Français ou anglais? Français, en français Théo. Alors, vous êtes un des plus jeunes de cette équipe, vous avez ressenti cette ambiance de dingue.
The numbers, France, just a resounding win. 13 more shots made inside the arc for the French. Just total domination on the board, 17 more rebounds, 16 more assists. Maledon, Jeté, and Poirier leading the scoring. And again, when you look at Hungary scoring just 2 points in that third quarter, 29-2. It was over pretty early in the second half. So France lower the boom and charge into the second round with another valuable win. They will be aiming for top 3 place in the second round group. So a lot to like about France tonight. Just kind of turning on the style in the second half. Well, they turned it on from the very beginning. I mean, it just wasn't even close. It was close maybe for a short while in the first quarter, and then France's class just really told as they exploded for the biggest of wins. (81-40). It was a rout, and the penultimate game of European qualifiers for this window. There'll be one more, Ukraine and Spain, playing on Thursday. But they have definitely signed off with just a massive victory here. Kobo going to show us what he's all about. Poirier, Maledon, Mbai, Ouattara, Terry Tarpe, Corneli, Lacombe, Long, all of these guys played very, very well in their minutes on the court tonight. Louis Laberie, you name it. If they were in the French jersey tonight, they were getting the job done. Momjete, 13 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Nothing to sneeze at from his standpoint. In fact, he was the highest rated efficiency player tonight for France. And that was the Showtime dunk for Cornelie once he started getting minutes in the fourth quarter. He wasn't going to waste them. Cornelie, who's a very big man, but still there's a little bit of skill involved in this. Just like there's skill in that. Maledon. So the exclamation point delivered early, and then they just kept, you know, it was like they were on the keyboard, just hitting the exclamation mark across the score as they just blew out Hungary tonight. So you see the Naismith Trophy down there underneath the basket. Maybe France will lift it next year. You never know. They look pretty good right now. Also, Portugal losing 77-62 to Montenegro, so they finished 0-6. France finished first, Montenegro second, and Hungary third. And now the race is on for the top three spots in the next group for these teams, and they cross over with Group F. Lithuania, Czech Republic, and Bosnia and Herzegovina. That will be Group K. The three teams that emerge from that six will advance to the 32-team FIBA Basketball World Cup. It's going to be played in Indonesia, Japan, and the Philippines. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Maman, c'était déjà sur la blague.